1, 2, 3, 4. Those are numbers, but you already knew that. If you want to know what number you're going to pay each month for your car, use Kelley Blue Book My Wallet on Auto Trader. They're really good at numbers. Auto Trader.
Hello, welcome to Unequal Sequel.
Extra!
Yes, it's Friday. It's the day we bring sequel goodness. My name is Dave. I'm one of the two hosts of this podcast. And that other voice you just heard was the other host, and his name is Rich.
Hello.
We are both here for this episode for a very special reason.
We are, yeah. It's
Before we go into it, I'm going to stop you.
Okay, all right, yeah.
If you listen to our last week's episode, we ranked the Jurassic Park franchise.
We did.
And I think we were overly positive, I would say. And then we discussed what we're going to talk about today. Oh, yes, I'm going to say what we're going to do today. This is going to be a review of Jurassic World Dominion.
Yes, yeah.
The third of the Jurassic World films, the sixth of the Jurassic Park films.
Yeah.
And we spoke about it last week. I asked Rich what did he think. He was optimistic.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, was not optimistic. I was like, I'm worried.
You know what? You were right.
I was about to say, the next thing that comes out of your mouth will probably set the tone of this episode.
Oh, Colin Trevorrow. Why? I've been one of these people who've gone on about how Colin Trevorrow should have been given the chance to do
Trevorrow?
Is it Trevorrow? I thought it was Trevorrow.
I don't know. It's got an R in it somewhere.
Anyway, Colin, I was one of these guys who championed you. I said, should have given him a chance for Rise of Skywalker. Should have given him the chance. I take it all back because it turns out you can't finish a franchise either, mate. May as well have got J.J. Abrams to do this one.
Yeah. Shall we just quickly get you to do the storyline because I want to hear it from your words.
Do you know what? I've been thinking about this all day.
And, quick question.
Yeah.
Are we going into spoilers?
Yes, we are going to go into spoilers. I think we have to go into spoilers.
Let me send up the warning quickly.
Spoiler warning.
This is now a spoiler special. If you have not seen Jurassic World Dominion, do not listen to this podcast. There's no point. Go see Jurassic World Dominion.
There's no point.
No point. Listen to us. Not no points in the film. See the film. Support the cinema industry. It's great. But go watch the film and then come back and then listen to what Rich is about to tell you.
Yes.
Because this is meant to be the plot.
So I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think the reason I've struggled so much with this plot is because there isn't so much a plot to this movie as there are a mash-up of bits from other movies that are quite good, but when you mash them all together into one, it makes no sense.
Okay.
It's very, very convoluted and very messy. So, 4 years after the destruction of Isla Nublar and the big volcano and all that stuff that happened with the, Indoraptor on the roof and stuff, Claire, Owen, and... Oh, what's the girl's name? I forgot what the girl's name is. Maisie are living in the woods. And she is being hunted by an evil corporation called Biosyn, which we find out is led by none other than Lewis Dodson. If that name means nothing to you, it was briefly mentioned in Jurassic Park as the guy that's what's his name? Who's the hacker guy? That's one that stole the things. Ned was stealing he speaks on the phone and says, "Listen, Dodson, if you want him, my price has just doubled." This is Dodson.
Shut up.
Yes. Do you not get the bit where he's got the can?
I just thought they found the can.
No, that's his can of spray cream.
By that point, I had pretty much given up hope and sense what the fuck was going on.
He's basically what would happen if you crossed Elon Musk and Dr. Evil.
Yeah, I got that.
He's basically that dude. Anyway, his corporation has now taken over dinosaurs and is chasing. He wants Maisie for some reason. Also, it turns out that he may be responsible for his company may be responsible for the release of an extinct species of giant locust, which are destroying crops apart from biosyn generated crop seeds. So everyone else's crops apart from his, which is, his height of evilness. It's at this point we get Ellie Sadler back in. I've remembered her name now, so I can remember it last week. She comes back, she's studying these things, and she brings back Alan Grant, goes off to a dig and finds Alan and brings him back as well, who's it's still in love with her, and she's now conveniently single.
Mm-hmm.
They get word from Ian Malcolm, who is working for Biosyn for some fucking unknown reason. In-house philosopher, I think they say he is. What?
Something like that.
I mean, I have absolutely no fucking idea what he's doing there. But yeah, he's basically helps them to get in and to figure out where these giant locusts have come from and try and expose the whole Biosyn thing. Meanwhile, Biosyn grab hold of Maisie, steal her, and Owen and Claire also try and break into Biosyn to try and get Maisie back. There are a couple of dinosaurs in it as well. I don't know if I've covered everything there, but I have major questions.
You've described two of the major storylines. No, they're just as exciting as they were when I just watched it an hour ago. There was the Maisie storyline, there was the Locust storyline.
Yeah.
Can I just remind you, this is a world where dinosaurs are now roaming the earth, which sounds pretty cool when you think about it.
But how? I mean, this is the other thing, right?
Well, they've been trafficked.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, so there were those dinosaurs that got off the island, right? There was quite a select few of them. All the dinosaurs are female, and the whole big premise of this is that somehow Blue managed to reproduce, even though she's female and couldn't reproduce. All the dinosaurs are female, so they can't reproduce. So where the fuck have all the other dinosaurs come from?
Okay, I've got one line that will solve this all for you.
All right.
Life will find a way.
Yeah, okay. All right. Got that. How do they then get to other countries? Can dinosaurs ride on boats and stuff?
I've got that as well.
Right.
Life will find a way.
Also, where do all the other species of dinosaur come from? Why there's a Giganotosaurus. There's a bloody Therizinosaurus now. Where did they come from?
I got it. Life will find a way. Honestly, it's the answer to any plot hole or anything in this. That's the answer to Jurassic World Dominion.
So what I thought this was going to be was an apocalyptic dinosaurs have taken over the world kind of movie, and I was quite down for that.
Like Planet of the Apes kind of thing.
Yeah, like a sort of Planet of the Apes thing. Not quite the same, but like humans struggling to survive alongside dinosaurs. It's not. Yeah. They basically spend most of the movie in the confined dinosaur sanctuary that Biosyn has set up. It's just weird.
Well, these films are continuously called Jurassic World, and we're seeing very little of the world.
Yeah,
still.
We do go to Malta in this one, though.
Yeah. You know what? The bike scene was my highlight.
I think it's probably your highlight because it's basically ripped off from Mission Impossible that I've just started watching.
Obviously. I sound so downhearted about this film, but I'm so disappointed, Rich.
It is. You nail on the head. It's so disappointing.
It's soulless.
It is, and it's it feels like they played it so safe. They were like, right, this works, this works, this works. We've seen this in other movies working. They played it so safe that it's fucking boring. It's really, really boring, and it's really long. Really overly long. Yeah. Yeah. My wife said, you're going to take George to see it? And I was like, well, he won't be scared, but at the same time, he's going to be bored. He's going to be fed up with it after about half an hour because there aren't enough dinosaurs in it. And there's no wonder. No, there's no one. It's not necessarily about us being in awe of the dinosaurs. The greatest thing in Jurassic Park is how in awe of the dinosaurs the characters are. And by this point, they may as well be fucking dogs because no one cares. They're like, oh, just have a dinosaur, innit? Yeah.
I don't know. Ellie does say that line. It never gets old.
Well, it clearly did get old.
Then there's Alan Grant standing behind her, going, it's getting old.
Yeah.
And they've got Alan Grant, the dinosaur guy there. The dinosaur guy. He's the dinosaur guy. And he's the one who's looking after the fucking locusts.
Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't work very well, does it? I mean, bless Jeff Goldblum. He turns every line that he's given in this movie into a sort of theatre of the face, a facial expression.
He does.
He's trying really fucking hard, but he's not got a lot to work with. I'm so baffled by a lot of it. A lot of it's just so pointless.
Some really strange choices. And it lacks that. I know we were talking about the rankings and we were talking about The Lost World and how that has taken up another level because of the Spielberg magic. That little, I mean, this has got none of it. There's no tension building. There's nothing like the T-Rex attacks in either of those films.
No.
I mean, it's so bland.
There are a lot of callbacks to previous films. There's a lot of callbacks. So obviously,
her taking the glasses off, yeah.
And Dodson being killed by the same dinosaurs that killed Ned, you know, in that same sort of way, you know, linking them to get another link that you didn't pick up on, link them together.
I didn't even know that first one. That was amazing. So it's not the guy that whatever Ned's met.
No, I think that's someone who worked for him. But then he's on the phone to Dodson. Like, he talks to Dodson on the phone and stuff. So don't get cheap on me now.
I did wonder how he got the cream can, wherever it is. So that at some point they must have been to that island.
Yeah, must have gone on the island and found it, mustn't he? Because,
I didn't need to see that. I don't think why I needed to see that.
And that's the thing.
At this point.
I don't think we needed a lot of it, really. Like, it was do you know what? I thought Chris Pratt was really bad in this as well. Like, he was absolutely soulless, dead behind the eyes, didn't want to be there, kind of. Like, I think he felt this was as pointless a movie as everyone else watching it did. You could tell in his face.
I think Bryce Dallas Howard, still no chemistry there, I'm afraid, guys.
They've been literally married for 4 years and brought up a kid, and they still like they've just met at a party. You know?
Oh, God.
I have no idea what they're doing.
Do you know what? This is worse than I even thought it could be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It looks terrible.
That's the
I'm
other
not the
thing,
only one,
right?
didn't I? I thought it's just so flat.
What is with the... I know they've tried to shoot dinosaurs in daylight, obviously, where Jurassic Park shot them all, most of them at night, so you could hide some of this stuff. But there are a lot of scenes, especially early on when they're in the snow, where the dinosaurs look like they're floating. Like, they don't even look like... There's a big Brontosaurus, Brachiosaurus bit, and every time it takes a step, it doesn't put its foot on the floor. It's like flying. It's like, there's no kind of craft. It's just... They're just going, fuck it, we'll, be all right. We'll put some snow around their feet. It'll look like they're, be fine. We can't do that bit, but it'll be all right. We'll just fudge it. No one will notice. I tell you what, mate, I noticed. It was horrible.
It seems to be making a lot of money. The screening I went to was very busy.
They've done it in 3D as well. I don't think it has made a lot of money, actually. My wife was looking at it today. Apparently it made she said it made 35 million or something compared to Top Gun, which is not even in its first week, which made 75 million this weekend.
I didn't want to compare everything to Top Gun Maverick, but I'm now living in a world after Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
And every film I'm going to compare it to Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
So we now have that problem, Rich. We've been spoilt forever.
This is true.
The box has been opened.
It's grossed 143 million in the States and Canada. So worldwide, 389 million. So that's a fair amount of box office. It made 59 million on its first day. I think that's what I was maybe thinking.
I'd be interested to see what the drop-off was.
Yeah.
Because no one's been kind to it. The reviews have been... I would say poor.
Yeah, it's about 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, I think.
That's worse than Jurassic Park 3.
That's worse than 3, yeah. Which I think it is, actually. I think it is. Having watched Jurassic Park 3 not long ago, I think this is worse. I need to watch it again to make sure.
You know why this is worse? Is because there's so much talent in this film.
They have no right
it's wasted.
to make this movie this bad. That's the thing. They we talked about Top Gun Maverick having no right to be that good.
Yeah.
This has no right to be this bad. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars on it. They had a great cast. They had a decent director. This should not be a bad movie.
They had time
And
as well.
It's fucking awful. Like, it's not just bad. It makes me angry. It's so bad. Like,
Okay, I'm going to see where it is on your guide. Is it as bad as Matrix 4? Wow, he's paused, guys.
I don't know. I don't think it's as bad as Matrix 4. I think it makes me angrier than Matrix 4. It's more disappointing than Matrix 4.
Oh yes, it's definitely more disappointing than Matrix.
Just because I expected a little bit more. Because I didn't hate Jurassic World, the first Jurassic World.
No,
I think that's a good, solid movie. The second one lost its way a bit, but I thought, there's green shoots of potential in that one. And this is, it feels like a studio made this. It doesn't feel like a director made this movie. It feels like a studio made this movie, and they went, right, these are all the bits we like in other movies. We want those in this movie. Like get Owen on a motorbike and jump into an aeroplane, just like bloody Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Let's steal those bits. Let's have a crazy bad guy.
I think you've nailed it. I think that's how it looks on screen as well.
It doesn't fit together.
It's got no one's like fingerprints on it.
Nope. It's got no soul. You said it already. It's got absolutely no soul.
It's bitterly disappointing. It's far too long. Let's put our heads together and try and think of some positives. Who was the pilot?
Yes, I was just about to say that. So Kayla Watts. So it's DeWanda Wise, isn't it? It's Kayla Watts.
Yeah.
And her and Owen, her and Chris Pratt have more chemistry than Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, and they've literally just met. As characters, they've just met. Whereas, they fit together much better. She is good. I like her.
I'd watch more of her.
Yes, yeah, I would watch more of her as well. And I liked her little getting her plane back at the end. I thought that was a nice touch. I really like Omar Sy, who's in the first Jurassic World. He's the trainer with Owen. And
who was wasted in that film.
Yeah, and then he's wasted in that film, and then he comes back and he's wasted again in this film. I'm so frustrated. I'm like, he's brilliant. He's such a good actor. Please, for God's sake, just use him. No, just gonna be
There was no
pointless.
threat on this film, because at no point did I think any of these people are going to die.
No, I think you're probably right.
Do you think one of them should have done? Like, sacrifice Alan Grant?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're probably right.
It feels like it
something,
needed
didn't it?
that beat, didn't it?
Yeah.
Something to punch you right in the gut.
It needed a bit of heart. It needed you to care first, make you care about people. Because this movie doesn't make you care about anyone. If you haven't seen the first few movies, like 5 movies, then you are not going to give a shit about this one. Like, this is not going to pull you into the Jurassic Park franchise, because they do not make you care about anyone.
It's not even a true representation of the Jurassic Park franchise. Do you think kids are going to like it? Like, what do you think?
No, I
George
think they'll be bored. There's not enough wonder in it. That's the thing. No one is amazed by the dinosaurs anymore. No one's gone, oh my God, a Therizinosaurus. I've never seen one of those before. Everyone's like, meh. It's got fingernails.
Was that the thing with the big fingernails?
Yeah, big claws and like a beak.
I knew you would come with the names.
Yeah. Sorry, I got a dinosaur nerd for a kid. Like,
right.
He knows all this stuff. He's going to love it because Therizinosaurus is like one of his favourites. So he's going to be quite happy about that. But yeah, I don't know.
It's a hard sell.
I think he'll like bits of it and then be really bored in other bits.
The locust bit?
The locust stuff is just...
Okay, talk me through, because I'm still trying to get I've literally only just walked out of it, get my head around it. What were they trying to do? As in, what were the bad guys doing with the locusts?
Well, this is the point, isn't it? What exactly were they trying to do? Were they trying to release a plague of locusts that eat all of the crops apart from the crops that they produce, therefore controlling the world's food supply? If that's the case, it's really fucking obvious what they've done. So why aren't governments around the world cracking down on them? Like, it's very clear that the locusts don't eat their crops and do eat all the others. It's very clear who could bioengineer giant locust. Oh, the Biosyn company. They're even called Biosyn. For fuck's sake. They may as well call themselves Evil Corp.
What do you think the filmmakers were trying to say with it all? Do you think there's a message out there they were trying to get? Like,
I think what they were trying to say
because the dinosaurs went extinct, so we're going extinct the same kind of way with locusts. Or
I I genuinely don't know. I think what they were trying to say is, you like Jurassic Park, right? You like all these other movies that are cool set pieces in them. How about we take all the cool set pieces and put dinosaurs in it as well? I bet you'll like that. You'll look cool. We'll make it in 3D and you'll spend loads of money on it.
For a film that's called Jurassic World, and there's now dinosaurs roaming the earth, like in the 21st century.
It still blows my mind. I still don't understand how that's happening. Anyway,
but that is a good pitch. I don't think you need to put anything else on it.
No, just do Planet of the Apes, but with dinosaurs. Like, they don't even have to be clever dinosaurs. Just, a post-apocalyptic Earth that's been ravaged by dinosaurs, and we're no longer the apex predators.
I wouldn't go quite that far in the future. I think you could just do it like there's a town under siege by dinosaurs.
Yeah. Yeah, if you wanted to do it smaller, you could,
like Dante's Peak, but instead of a volcano, it's a T-Rex kind of thing.
It would have been a better movie than this was. I think it suffered from over ambition as well, because they've gone. We want to bring back Goldblum and Alan Grant and Sam Neill and
Laura Dern.
We want to bring back those three. We want to bring back their characters. And it's almost like they've gone, yeah, but we've got all this. We've got this movie already planned with like the characters from the last two movies. How are we going to shoehorn them in? Oh, let's write a whole like other movie for them, and we're trying to mush the two together, because there's no point in them interacting with each other. Like those three and the other three, they don't even need to meet. At no point do they even need to meet each other. Like, what?
If anything, at the end, when there's all seven of them running around, there's just too many people.
Yeah, there's too many people. They could have just told the stories completely separately. Could have been two completely separate movies.
Do you think this is now? Well, I think this is the end of the. I think, thank God, this is the end.
It's got to be the end. It's got
the Owen and Claire story.
It's got to be. It has to be.
But this franchise will never truly die.
I think it needs to go extinct.
Oh,
I think
Jurassic World extinction.
Oh no, please! This is it now. This has got to have died.
I mean, it opened so promising with the big fishy dinosaur attacking a boat for like 20 seconds. That's a place to build tension, for fuck's sake, wasn't it? Like a big, like the original Jurassic Park, the raptor beginning. Do you remember that? How fucking
shooter.
But no, they just put a big fishing tank thing, and then a thing came up and bit it and pulled the boat over. And I thought, I was actually, when that was happening, I was like, oh, wicked. And then they cut away and they go on to this annoying woman who's a documentary filmmaker or something, a newswoman. She annoyed me. The other woman that annoyed me was the other bad guys and the cream top.
Who's that?
Everyone's treated unfairly and badly in this film, as in actor and character-wise.
Yeah. Who were the other bad guys?
I can't even remember. The poacher guy.
Gotcha. I know. The one with who shoots points the lasers at people, and that makes...
Yeah, she disappears.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, again, they're in a different movie, aren't they? There's 15 different movies. 15 little mini movies, this is. It's not an actual cohesive storyline.
We were meant to be talking positively about it for a minute, and we got sidetracked again with the worst stuff.
Positive, Dave. I'm sorry.
I mean, Sam Neill looks great.
Sam Neill and Laura Dern still have great chemistry. They are still great together. I buy the fact that I know, like, Ellie Sattler's conveniently single now. Like, that was a very kind of like, oh yeah, I've got grown-up kids. Oh, and how's your husband? Oh, we're not married anymore. Like,
wink, wink,
nudge, nudge. So that's quite convenient, I suppose. But yeah, they at least have great chemistry. Jeff Goldblum does his absolute best. Like, I could happily just watch more of him. Really, Ian Malcolm's my favourite character. Yeah. I know he's not yours, but he is mine.
No, Alan Grant was my favourite character, but he took a bit of a kicking in this one.
He doesn't do much. That's the thing.
Mate, it's the locusts.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, I wouldn't want to be in a room full of those locusts. They are massive.
What was the whole locust? How were they flying around when they were still on fire? What was that all about?
Well, they were trying to do the whole Revelations thing, weren't they?
Yeah, well...
In my head, they were trying to...
Yeah, true.
End of the world, biblical...
Fire and brimstone, that kind of thing.
At one point in the film, it gets mentioned by someone.
Yeah, I think it's...
Early on, it's like nods to it.
It's fucking annoying, honestly. Like, the fiery locust flying through the sky was very much the end of it for me.
You know what was good? I know I've been slagging off the locust, but the first locust attack on the kids.
Yeah. Actually, that was a good bit. That was a good
50
bit.
seconds.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Just under a minute's worth of actual quite nice set piece-ness. That was quite nice.
Yeah. Also, okay. At the end of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, Blue and Owen character, they look each other off. They look at each other, and then Blue runs away somewhere.
Oh, sorry.
And they're not near. They're not near.
Each other off. What was that?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
That sounds weirdly sexual, and yet not at all at the same time.
Well, it sounds like this film. So they were nowhere near Owen's cabin that he's built in the Nevada, wherever it is. Yeah. So how does Blue get to Owen at the beginning of the film?
Knows.
So they're in the same region.
There are so many questions about that sort
of
stuff.
And also, how lazy is the ending when we've just got another big freeway fight between three dinosaurs again?
Yep.
That is literally the same as Jurassic World.
Yep. And then the T-Rex and the Therizinosaurus just give each other a little look like...
It's embarrassing. Filmmakers.
It's so embarrassing.
There's a little look at the end when there's a thing in rom-coms when you always look back and someone's looking back at you, like going up the escalator.
Yeah.
This happens at this movie between a raptor and Chris Pratt.
It does. And this is after Chris Pratt has spent the whole movie saying, like, there's a point where they're like, she's talking about Blue, the girl's Maisie, the girl's like, but she won't hurt us, right? And he's like, oh, she definitely will. She's a wild animal. She's not a pet. And then right at the end, she's like, comes back and like gives him a look.
Might as well hug him.
Oh, fucking hell, honestly. This movie doesn't know what it is.
A raptor in wild is not a safe thing.
No, of course it's not. None of it's safe. The world is not designed to have dinosaurs in it. They've been extinct for 65 million years.
For good reasons.
Well, yeah. The world is not designed for dinosaurs to exist in anymore. For a start...
That would have been a better question, wouldn't it? That would have been a better film, like, can dinosaurs and humans coexist?
Exactly. But it was such a better film. Because the sort of things, like the dinosaurs died out because... The dinosaur, where they lived was a very hot, very lush environment, and they died out because essentially the big giant dinosaurs who needed a lot of vegetation to eat, the vegetation died off. There wasn't as much of it. They had nothing to eat. Carnivores couldn't eat them. There was nothing to eat. The things that survived were the small mammals that didn't need to eat so much. Hence why dinosaurs died off. Whereas they can't come back. There's nothing to eat.
Oh, man. Shall we...
Anyway.
Go to the question part?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay.
Oh, I've just remembered another thing that really fucking annoys me.
Okay, I'll postpone my question then.
Sorry. Maisie's not a clone. She is a clone, but her mother gave birth to her.
So, she's not a clone.
What the fuckity fuck? Like...
And her cells are going to be able to
save the world,
fix themselves.
No, her cells are going to be able to, I don't know, somehow help with they can work out how to kill the locust. That somehow one locust will kill all the other. Oh,
yeah, she also got rid of that illness that she has as a baby, and the mother had.
Yeah. The mother died of an illness, but she made sure.
And how many times that Doctor Wu guy's got to come back, and no one gives a fuck. He's been in like 4 of these films now, and he gets away at the end every time.
Yeah, he's basically like trying to redeem himself for all the shit he's done by doing one good thing, basically.
Which is the shit he set up.
Yeah, he's like, fix his own fucking mess, basically, is what's going to happen. Anyway, I didn't buy into any of that stuff. So why can't you just let her be a clone? Why'd you have to have all this?
Yeah, agreed.
Anyway, sorry, the question.
Unequal sequel. What do you reckon?
It's worse than the last one, so definitely unequal. It's The last one wasn't great, but this is so much worse.
At least the last one was trying something new and asking interesting questions.
Yeah.
This one, and Jurassic World did a fantastic job of putting you back in that world and setting that world back up.
And making it exciting again.
And making it exciting. It does have its flaws, yes. And then we get to this one, and it's not good.
No.
I've just watched it with my wife, and she's like, well, I'm never going to watch that again.
I don't blame her.
Anyway, yes, it's awful. It's worse than the last one. It's definitely an Unequal sequel. What would you rate it?
This might surprise you, but I'm not going to give it 0.
Because, well, I think you can only give a 0 to a film that hasn't been made. I mean, well, there's people in it and people have tried.
I gave Matrix a 0, so, you know.
Oh, you did, yeah.
I'm not going to give it a 0, only because it was nice to see those 3 characters again. And that is the only reason I'm not giving it a 0. I'm going to give it a half. Let's get half a star. Half out of 7.
Right, I'm going to give it 1, I reckon.
That's generous, man.
Just nothing for the plot, because that's atrocious.
Doesn't have one. Doesn't have a plot, really.
And what they did with the characters. But like I said, I like Jeff Goldblum, Ian. I liked the pilot. I thought she was great. I liked the bike a bit around Malta. I thought that was a fun set piece. Actually, I'll give it 1.5.
Whoa.
Is that too... Out of 7, mate. Out of 7, that's still pretty shit.
Very generous.
I'm about to say I don't think this is a bad film, but it is a bad film. It is a bitterly disappointing film of an end of a franchise that has never quite found its legs from the first one. The original idea is genius. The book idea is very good, and then they've tried to branch off and say different things.
It really shows the
lack
lack of Spielberg and the lack of the going back to the original text. You know, the later movies that having something to work on. Yeah, it really. Yeah. It doesn't. Do you know what? Having said all this, I'm very impressed with myself because I saw this before you, and
yes, you did.
I've been sorely, sorely tempted to talk to you about it because you asked me. You sent me a message after I came out saying we need to save it for the pod, but I really want to know what you thought about it, and I was so tempted just to go back, just to message back, going, it's a massive fucking pile of shit.
Imagine if I watched this yesterday when I was horrifically hungover.
Oh, God, mate. It would have been the worst day ever.
I'm glad I stayed away. Yeah. Stay with today.
So, everyone, if you want to know how to bring back a movie, how to bring back a franchise, go watch Top Gun Maverick. That's exactly how you bring back a franchise. If you want to know how not to, go and watch this.
Do you want to see them out?
Oh, I'm not sure I've got the energy. I'm so disappointed. I really am. It's really I was really hoping for something good. I really thought they could do it. And I'm just very sad about the whole thing. Not going to lie.
We like to give ourselves a little bit of time before we record these. And due to us having a very busy week this week, we've had to record it pretty soon after we watched it, and I'm still very raw. I might sleep on it. I might wake up tomorrow and go, you know what?
I thought that too. It's been a couple of days since I saw it, and I thought, do you know what? I might feel differently. Don't. If anything, I feel worse. I'm more angry about it than anything. Anyway,
I never want to see it again. I never have no desire to go back.
I'm going to have to watch it again because I've got a 7-year-old boy who's not going to let me get away with not watching it.
No,
but
mate, I'm so sorry.
I'm not going to go to the cinema and watch it. I'm going to wait till it comes out on the streaming. He can wait for that. It'll only be a month or so anyway. You know, won't be that far behind now. So it's all good. If you've liked what you've heard, and we know it's a terrible movie, but hopefully we've been slightly entertaining when we've talked about it, then you can listen back to all our other episodes where we talk about movies we really love. Go and listen to the Top Gun Maverick extra episode. We really loved that movie, and that was a really nice sort of uplifting chat. So sorry this one has been a bit of a downer. But yeah, go back and listen to other episodes. Of course, listen to our interview episodes. We have got so many good guests this series. Please go back and make sure you listen to them. We've got a couple coming up that we're about to record with that I'm so excited about. It's a great series. click the little subscribe button. We'll drop into your inbox every week. You can also follow us on the old social medias. If you want to know more, then we are at Unequal Sequel at Twitter and Instagram. We also have an email address, unequalsequel@hotmail.com. Whilst you're there doing the subscribing and stuff, give us a little tick or a like or a heart or 5 stars, or even write us a little review if you want to tap out some words. Then go for it. We would love it. It would be great. If you disagree with us and you think Jurassic World Dominion is the best movie in the history of movies, tell us. Send us a tweet. Send us an Instagram message. Let us know. We'll talk about it on the pod next time we do an extra episode and talk about why you're wrong. But let us know anyway.
I'm gonna end this episode on a positive, Rich. And do you know why?
Yeah, go on then.
Do you know what we're celebrating this week? Just gone.
Dun, dun, dun. We've existed for a year. Is that right?
Yeah, it's our 1-year anniversary.
It's our birthday. Oh, we need to get a cake, Dave, and some balloons.
Happy anniversary, Rich. Well done. 1 year, mate. Congratulations.
Happy birthday, Unequal Sequel.
1 year. We did it.
Woohoo.
I think we've done 52 extra episodes.
Yeah, that makes sense. We did one a week for a year. That's 52.
We missed a couple, but we did an extra one with Lewis.
Ah, we did. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We missed a couple over Christmas, didn't we? That's allowed.
We've done all the interview episodes. It's done much better than we thought it would ever be, to be honest.
Yeah, you guys are actually listening to it. We thought it'd be just like 3 of our mates. And
turns out our mates don't even listen to it. Yes, I'm looking at you, James, who doesn't even know what a podcast is.
Oh dear.
But yeah, thank you so much for listening. The reason I've probably done it for a year is not only have me, Rich, really enjoyed doing it, is people have been listening. That's very nice, and we found that very rewarding. But yeah, it's been great. Loved it. And to the next year, we've pretty much got it planned already.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've got the equipment now, so it'd be stupid to stop.
I mean, we've got to hunt down that 1 million listener mark next year, haven't we?
We'll go for it. Aim big.
Yeah, 1 million downloads rather than, that's what we'll go for.
Oh, Jesus, better get going then. So, yeah, thank you. I've got nothing else to say apart from thank you. Good job, Rich. So that's a Avenasade.
What? You mean Avidazane?
Yeah, what's that mean?
It's goodbye in German.
I didn't even know that. Yeah, Avidasane.
Nice.
And it's a goodbye from him.
Bye.
Have a cracking week. Bye.
It sounded like you said penis age. I was like, what's penis age?